Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Dreamfall Chapters. When we left off last time, we were attempting to get into Abnaxus' home, which could potentially have been easy if it were just Zoe and Crow, but instead we have Honor Hillaris trying to bust the whole thing down, so we gotta find a way to get him and his goons out of here. Apologies, obviously I'm still a bit sick. I know I sound kind of scratchy here, and I apologize for the delay in videos. It took a little more out of me than I thought it would, being sick. Like, I'm okay. I didn't have to go to a doctor. Maybe I should have gone to a doctor. I don't know. When I was a kid, we almost, never went to the doctor unless we were really, really sick. So I feel like I don't really have a good sense of when it's time that you should go to a doctor and when you can just wait a thing out, just have some chicken noodle soup, some clear pop, and rest a lot. So I didn't go to the doctor. I think I probably didn't need to, but maybe it would have helped.
Again?
Who knows? Anyhow.
Seriously?
I'm getting better.
Fine.
Right. I know, Crow. We're going to try this again, and I don't really have a good plan of what I want you to do from here. Actually. Okay, now that you're here, go mess with one of them. No. Oh.
Is that the best you can do?
I want to see if maybe he can mess with one of those moths. If we can stir up the moths and they come fluttering down on those guys, maybe that'll be enough to freak them out and they'll leave. But he can't go all the way to them. But it did seem like when he was here that I could interact with him again.
Yeah, I know that.
So I'm going to try it. I know I just tried this and it failed, but I'm wondering if maybe I just didn't time something right, or... No. See, it feels like a timing issue, because he's here just for a minute, and then he goes again. So there's got to be something I do with him once I've got him over here. I can't push this wagon as it is. Okay, I was going to go up and look at the pumpkins and see if I can throw any pumpkins down here, but I'm feeling like probably the way to solve this puzzle is more...
That's where I need to go. But I'm not getting inside until those men are all gone.
Okay, it's got to be something with Crow. So the first place I can get him to, the only place I'm seeing right now... Oh, you could go over to this wagon. Maybe that's it.
Are you doing this just to annoy me? Because it's working.
Well, if you have any ideas that aren't murder, I'm up for it, Crow. Okay, so now that I got you here, you're gonna fly away, because I... Is there anything else to do with this? Alright, so we have a couple different wagons we can send him to, although I'm not seeing yet how that's useful. Or I could send him to the hay. Oh, there's all kind of options. To the pumpkins, the hay. Not to the moths, though. Alright. Go get that guy.
Someday soon I'm going to complain to the Guild of Sidekicks about this.
Is it truly such a thing? It seems unlikely. Don't get hurt while you mess with that guy. I am a little concerned about that.
It's filthy magic. Damnation, where did it go?
Okay, so we need to get him chasing Crow around? Is that the
What kind
deal?
of shoddy job are the Azadi doing when there are still talking birds flapping about? They should provide us with a few of these.
I applaud your optimism, Zoe, but my brain's the size of a moist...
Okay. He's looking for you. Go to the
Thank
pumpkins.
the gods of feathers you're paying me well. Wait, that's not a thing you do.
It's not, but he's all stirred up and he's looking for you. So let's send him on a chase.
You filthy little fowl.
Don't you do anything to hurt my Crow.
What? Not again.
Alright, maybe if he goes over here, if he throws a rock, it'll break those barrels. I don't really like using Crow as bait, because if one of these rocks hits, it seems like it could do a lot of damage to him. But
Again?
Yes.
Seriously?
Thank you.
Fine.
Don't move, I've got you now.
Excellent. What are you doing? Don't pick it up. Leave it where it is. Okay. I almost had something new to interact with there. Okay, so... We're on the right track. We just gotta figure out, maybe there's like a sequence I gotta do it in.
I know the drill.
Wait for it.
Okay. Yeah, the hay's not particularly exciting.
Blessed fowl.
And I can't manipulate any of these things myself. Well, now that he's paying attention, we're going to send you to the last wagon.
Are you doing this just to annoy me? Because it's working.
Or maybe the abode and then he breaks a window?
Little fowl.
Yeah, that's where it's gotta be. I should have thought that one through a little better.
Where did it go?
To the abode, and then maybe he busts the window with his rock, and then Crow can fly in and check things out. Potentially. Alright, where... No, I can't send him to the abode? Really? Well...
Someday soon I'm gonna complain to the Guild of Sidekicks about this.
Well, let's see what happens
Thank
if
the
you go
gods of
straight to
feathers
him
you're
again.
paying me well. Wait, that's not a thing you do.
Don't move, I've got you now.
You're on a...
Does that mean I just got you beamed with a rock? I'm so sorry.
Got it. We'll just... Nope, it's gone now. The idea's left the nest. How about you? Anything?
No.
I don't understand how a man of Abnaxus's, girth could possibly fit inside that tiny house.
I feel like we gotta maybe do something with the moths, but Crow can't fly to those. We gotta do something with sending Crow to place. I don't know. Maybe I should try talking to this guy. We got his attention. He's looking away. There was a talking Crow. You got anything to say about that?
That god's damn talking bird. Magical aberration. If I get my hands on the filthy feathered thing, I'll twist its scrawny little...
Simmer down.
Language. What can I do for you, young madam?
Tell me more
Let's
about
play
this bird.
nice and cool, Zoe. About that talking bird that's bothering you.
Yes, what about it?
I just saw it.
Where?
Ooh, okay. Options. The table, the fountain. Where do we want to send this guy? I want him, like, far away, really, but that's not one of our options. So... the wagon, and then I can push a barrel on him or something? I don't know.
Go
Let's try
look for that goddamn bird over there.
Oh, knock that guy out with a barrel. Maybe.
Again? Seriously? Ugh. Fine.
We might actually accomplish something this time, though. I'm hopeful.
Wait for it.
Yeah. Take out that goon. Boom.
Soft-headed fool.
What, you expected his head to be strong enough to withstand being bonked by a barrel?
Wait until tomorrow. You do the carrying. I'd do it myself, but someone needs to lead the way and keep an eye out for potholes.
Uh-huh. You and your keen eyes and moist hands.
That was brilliant! First, I did my thing, and then that goofball tried to hit me with a rock, and then stuff happened, and Dung for Brains got knocked out, and then they all left. End scene. It was almost like one of those puppet shows that Wizard puts on in the square. It was hilarious!
See, it wasn't so bad helping me out after all, was
I'm
it?
glad you enjoyed it.
That's the most fun I've had since
Palin around
I don't
with
know.
April.
I guess since I hung out with April all those years ago.
Well, I'm glad you got to have some fun. Alright, now we gotta figure out how to get in here. Well, I mean, we do have the key, so... seems like it should
Locked,
be
but I have the key.
straightforward. Excellent.
This place looks a lot bigger on the inside.
It's a little tricky that way,
It is
isn't
a
it?
lot bigger on the inside. Okay, this is freaky. I feel dizzy. There must be magic here because this makes no sense. Things can't be bigger on the inside than on the outside.
Just roll with it, Zoe.
And again, why should I be surprised? I've seen weirder things. Weird is my new normal. Right, so, clues.
Alright, let's start with these crystals.
Abnaxus must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia.
You know, that's kind of a point there, right? Like, there's all these things that various people believe about crystals here in our world, and not really much proof that they do much of anything. But, you know, here in Marcuria, maybe all those crystals maybe crystallology really is a valid thing, and like the different properties that crystals are supposed to have, maybe they really do have. Although, I would say the way they're glowing, I mean, he might just keep them as curios because they're pretty, but I think as a light source is a pretty good guess too.
This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop.
Oh, come on. You're in Magic World. They should have that bit of the New Age kind of ambience. Why not?
Abnaxus must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia.
Huh. So the books are something, but I can't observe them. What's this little card here? Oh, I can zoom in. Cool. Somehow I never noticed that before. I really want to know. It looks like a list. Maybe there's names or something on it. Cannot tell. Alright. Oh, and now...
Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them.
Can you not because you don't have time, or they're in a different language?
Abnaxus was a very well-read man.
Man works. Even if he's not human, whatever species, he's
There
still
are
man,
enough
right?
musty old books here to fill a university library's special collection of musty old books. Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them. This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop.
Ooh. Book singular. Oh, that's a cool book. I've never seen a circular book.
Oh, that's interesting.
Huh?
Someone's here. Who's... Oh, God.
I must apologize, ma'am. I didn't mean to frighten you. Zoe Castillo.
Brian
You're the
Westeros.
last person I expected to find here.
I
Yeah.
remember him from my last visit to Marcuria.
What are you doing here? He's the man who carries his shadow within him. That's what... Something like that is what
He's
Saga
right.
said.
This is a very odd coincidence. I have no memory of this man. I remember him from my last visit to Marcuria.
I like this one and I like the agree. It is an odd coincidence. What's he doing in here? Has he been... But we didn't see him when we first came in, but he might have been upstairs. Has he just been hanging out here? For how long? And why? Let's start things off
I
cordial.
remember him from my last visit to Marcuria. Brian, right?
Right. Brian. Brian Westhouse. We spent a few days in cramped quarters on a small airship. I'd be surprised if you didn't remember me.
It's been a confusing year. For a while, I remember nothing. To be honest, I was doing everything I could to forget. That didn't really help.
I know that feeling all too well, Miss Castillo. So you're back in Marcuria, and in this place of all places.
Well, you're in this place.
How in the name of the balance did you get inside?
I have the key.
People have been trying for years, but this house has strong wards. Venar magic, the oldest there is. And now I understand why. It's a treasure trove. Wait, is that the Annals of Dreaming? Good God, that's a lost treasure. Only 5 were ever made.
Well, I kind of need it, so you're just going to have to leave it alone, Brian. Also, I gotta say, as a player, I'm a little regretful of my choices earlier where I had Zoe try to just forget and move on with her life. I don't know, I don't feel totally bad because I feel like it was the right call in the moment. I think that she, at that point in time, would have been feeling that way. But it keeps popping up that stupid little thing over in the right corner, like, oh, this would have been different if you'd have tried different options. Like, man, maybe I would have gotten more information and I'd be learning more things. So, curiosity-wise, I kind of wish maybe I'd try to remember, but no point regretting. All right.
I'm not sure I want to tell this man absolutely everything yet.
Yeah?
Why be secretive about it? I'm sure I can trust him.
I feel like he wants that book, but I kind of want that book.
I'm not sure I want to tell this man absolutely everything yet. I know my way around wards.
So I see. Your talents run deeper than I remember, Miss Castillo. I'm impressed. Pardon my curiosity, but what are you looking for here? Abnaxus himself vanished a decade ago.
Turn the questions around, Zoe. What are you looking for here? Why are you hanging out here?
I should trust Brian. There's no point hiding anything from him. It's not that I don't trust him, but
there's been a lot of untrustworthy. I feel like there was reason to be suspicious about Brian Westhouse. And I'm not recalling exactly why. But I feel like, I don't know. I don't think I should tell him everything. Also, I don't like that he's here, and he hasn't given us any explanation for why he's here. He's just expressing all the surprise. Oh, what are you doing here? This place is a treasure trove. Like, okay, obviously, I don't know. It doesn't feel like Abnaxus entrusted him to be here, necessarily. So it's not like he has any more right to be here than I do. So he's asking us all our questions about our intentions, but where's his explanation of his intentions?
I was just curious about what was in here.
You know what they say about curiosity, Miss Castillo?
That's threatening.
It killed the cat?
What? No.
No?
Curiosity is the doorway to knowledge and wisdom.
Oh, well, I was thinking
Looks
of
like
the same
I
thing
picked
Zoe
the
was.
perfect day for a stroll in the green. I was wondering why that odorous Hilarious fellow wasn't still trying to chop this tree down.
I'm sure he'll be back.
Now I know. Let's see if we find anything interesting, shall we?
I'm cool with looking on my own. Oh no, don't let him take the book. He's going to take the book. Alright, well, let's not interact with him just yet, because I want to see if there's anything else cool to see. I have a feeling that whatever this is going to move things along here. Ooh.
Looks like a handwritten note.
Is there a way to kind of surreptitiously pick it up? Alright, let's look closer at that. I cannot read it from that bit we saw there. Or here, I don't... Yep. Well...
It's another one of Abnaxus's notes. Westhouse might be able to decipher that note.
Maybe.
Notes. Notes everywhere. Looks like a handwritten note.
I guess we're probably going to have to ask him about it, because we cannot read it on our own. Oh. Okay, yeah. This thing that totally looked like a note is a note.
It's another one of
This
Abnaxus's
is
notes.
fascinating.
Oh, let's pick it up. Okay, it does look like a list. But yeah, nothing I can read. Same
Westhouse
things?
might be able to
Yep.
decipher that note.
All those years, and it was right here under my nose.
Well, let's look for notes. Let's try to go upstairs. Did I get all the notes that are down
What
here?
does this mean?
Nothing else stands out to me, but I'm reminded of the Saga picture puzzle where I missed some kind of obvious pictures, so it's possible I'm missing some obvious notes. He hasn't got a kitchen in his house.
I was right.
Or a bathroom.
Abnaxus must have made the bed before leaving for good. That's kind of sad and eerie.
Well, maybe he's just the sort of person who spreads his bed every morning and it wasn't, like, necessarily an intentional kind of farewell house thing.
Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Papa Bear, before mauling Goldilocks and devouring her whole. Don't ever mess with fairy tale creatures.
Well, that's not how that particular fairy tale has ever gone in any version I've read. But yeah, some of them are pretty gruesome when you read the more old school versions of them. Oh, there was a note. I went too quick. I don't see it here, but it popped up. Where even is it?
Notes. Notes everywhere.
Ooh, this is a cool one.
I see. I'll make a note of that.
It's a pretty nifty little house, though. Alright.
Interesting.
Mr. Westhouse, Brian. He seems very enthusiastic and friendly. Probably. I have a hard time reading him, to be honest.
Yeah, like he does come across like maybe he's friendly, but he also comes across like maybe he's pretending to be friendly and he's ready to attack us at a moment's notice if he feels the need. I don't know. He seems he's a little he's hard to read.
I remember him, but only vaguely. It's like he didn't make much of an impression on me the last time. Odd, but then lots of things from my last visit here are vague and odd. He's helping me out, so I guess that's good. I couldn't do this on my own. My magical reading comprehension is somewhat lacking. Still, I wish I could do it without him.
Yeah, would feel better without him. And yeah, even though he seems to be helping you out, it doesn't mean he is. Her therapist seemed to be helping her out, but he was just spying on her.
All those years, and it was right here under my
Mr. Westhouse, Brian. He seems very enthusiastic and friendly. Probably. I have a hard time reading him, to be honest.
Let's try talking.
Have you found anything of interest?
Yeah.
Keep looking. This place is a treasure trove.
Well, I found the most interesting thing right there, and then you took it over. But... Alright, do we think it matters what order he reads these notes? Let's start with this one. It's nice and meaty.
This looks interesting.
The first dreamer references in the annals of dreaming. That's this book right here. And the chapter about the first dream, it's certainly a starting point. Let's see what it says.
Can you read that book?
I've lived in Arcadia for decades, and there hasn't been much to do aside from studying ancient texts, so yes, I can read this book.
Okay, well, it is very helpful.
Let's see, the chapter in question speaks of the Ular. They are said to be wardens of the Dreaming One, whatever that means. It's a rough translation. The English language isn't quite up to the task. The Ular and the Yete, one people that split into two.
Oh yeah, like the
familiar.
Merum and the...
It says here the Yete left the Purple Mountains to go south to burrow into the ground.
Oh, like the mole.
Something about a well of dreams. I mean, I don't know how much of this is true and how much is fantasy or prophecy. It's a difficult book to decipher. There's also something about two dreamers becoming one. It's vague. This is almost certainly a prophecy of some sort. The Ular live on Cloud Peak. It's in the mountains of Yedra. Where's that on the map? There it is. Straight north across the plains, right in the middle of the border mountains. This is an old book, so I don't know if they still live there. I've never heard of the Ular. They might all be dead.
Yeah, it gives us a starting point, though. So, two dreamers that become one. Does that mean Zoe and Hannah? Or does it mean Zoe needs to somehow merge with, like, the first dreamer? Shoot, what was the name? I'm blanking on the name, but she saw him in the...
I knew it!
What? Alright, let's grab this one as well.
That note fell out of the annals when Westhouse turned the pages.
It did, so that's the last one I'm going to show him. But I want to look at it myself. Something with crystals.
Looks like a handwritten note. It's another one of Abnaxus's notes. Westhouse might be able to decipher that note.
Very well. Okay. Well, we got some great information so far, but I think we should probably attempt to translate everything. So which next? The list? Or this little one that almost feels like maybe it's in it? Well, let's see what this one says.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
Why not? What, that's it? Also, I gotta say, when he says, well, I've been here for decades and there's not much to do, so yeah, I know how to read the ancient texts. There's nothing to do but study them. Like, It's a whole vibrant world. I think there's a whole lot you could do with your time. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with studying ancient languages. Actually, that'd be a pretty cool thing to do. Sometimes I think maybe if I could go back and redo things, like do college over again, maybe that's something I'd want to do, is pick some kind of ancient language and do like language studies, decipher old stuff. That'd be pretty cool. Anyhow, so that feels more like something that he kind of chose to do, rather than it's not like living here in Marcuria, that's all there is to do. Okay, what about this list-looking note? This could just be Abnaxus' grocery list.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
Alright. Surely this one, though, it's got a picture on it.
Here's another note.
On the matter of the kin and the approaching war of the balance. By Jove, this is the information we've been looking for.
It is.
I can't believe it was right here all this time. Your help has been invaluable, Zoe. I'm in your debt.
Well, tell me about it. What's the note say? Give me some details.
Abnaxus left so much behind. There's a wealth of information here.
See, again, I don't like that. He got really excited about that, but he didn't share why it was exciting with us. So he says, this is what we've been looking for, but it feels more like it's what he's been looking for. He's not going to clue me in on it. I kind of don't want to show him this one now, but we don't know how to read it ourselves, so I guess we've got to.
Finally, something...
This note fell out from the pages of the annals. What's a soulless stone?
I'm not sure. The soul stone was taken from Luke's by the warlock Clax.
That's the name I was
it
looking for.
must be retrieved, or the past, present, and future will cease to be.
Okay.
That sounds ominous.
It does indeed. I don't know about any soul stone, but I'm guessing this Clax fellow does.
But he sounds like a baddie, so we gotta be careful.
Abnaxus means old roper Clax. April told me his
Yeah.
story. He was a two-bit wizard who resided in a floating castle up north near the border mountains. April said she taught him a lesson. She didn't
With a
get into
calculator.
any details, but he lost his castle. Last I heard, he's doing children's theater here in town. Reformed, apparently, if that's a thing a wizard is capable of. Sounds like this soul stone is important.
Okay, yeah, we saw those kids watching that show and they were talking about how awesome it was. Okay, excellent. Well, I don't like just leaving you here in this house, Mr. Westhouse, especially with the books, that book in particular, but...
If you see anything that looks relevant, let me know. I can probably decipher it for you.
Well, we got our own thing to do. I feel like he's going to interfere with it somewhere down the line. But we got some leads to follow on now, and I think
I don't know where to go next. I should stay here and look for more clues.
Really? We got all kinds of great clues. We know where the mountains are. We know where Roper Clax is. We can talk to him about this soul stone. Looks needs it. Otherwise, everything, like, yeah, that makes sense. Where Abnaxus was all like, the whole dream is in danger. Yeah, because we gotta get the soul stone back. So, okay. And potentially also merge with either Lux or Hannah. Or maybe Hannah and Lux are the two dreamers that merge. Who knows?
The balance.
Alright.
Finally, something
But she's
concrete.
saying there's more to find here, so let's keep looking.
Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Papa Bear, before
Okay.
mauling Goldilocks and devouring her whole. Don't ever mess with fairy tale creatures.
I can't wait to tell them.
Oops, wrong button. That has a gear, like maybe there's something I could do with it, but she's just saying the same thing. Okay, let's look for maybe another note somewhere that I missed.
I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it.
Since this place is so much bigger on the inside than the outside, I thought maybe it existed in a pocket dimension of sorts. But I can still see Marcuria out there, so...
The war.
Well, maybe parts of it are in a pocket dimension and parts of it aren't.
Something concrete.
Abnaxus must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses.
I can't wait
Maybe
to
this is
tell them.
totally normal for Arcadia.
It's kind of funny to me that she's a little thrown by this house. It doesn't make sense. It's illogical. And I feel like if I were transported to Magic Land, I'd be willing to just pretty much accept anything. Locals could have a lot of fun with me. They could tell me all kinds of ridiculous things are possible, and I would just believe it.
Let's see. There. Cloud Peak, just like the book said. This is it. This shows the way to the Purple Mountains. Let's see. There. Cloud Peak,
All right,
just
let's
like
take
the
it.
book said. I'm sure this is it. This shows the way to the Purple Mountains.
Aha, okay, that was the final thing we needed.
Let's see.
And she's just saying
There.
the same thing. Okay.
Cloud Peak, just
Oh,
like
what's
the
this?
book said. This is it. This shows the way to the Purple Mountains.
I'll need to write all of
That
this
looks
down
like
before
maybe
I
Earth,
forget
but
it.
maybe not. Something maps. Huh. Can't quite read it.
I should get going. Should we...
Would you mind terribly if I stayed here to read these books?
Kind of.
Well, it's private property, isn't it?
Abnaxus isn't coming back, and I've been itching for a chance to peruse his library for years now. I promise I won't remove anything or make a mess.
I didn't know. He must have followed me
You might have the
in.
best of intentions, but I made a promise to blind Bob.
We did.
I'd feel awful if anything happened to Abnaxus's abode. It doesn't look like Brian's going to do any damage to the place. He's respectful and curious. It couldn't hurt to let him stay.
I'm sure it could. No, we did make a promise to blind Bob. I just don't have a good feeling about letting him stay. I'm thinking now he must have sneaked in behind us and we just didn't realize. So how did he... He had to have known, like, he mentioned about Honor Hilarious trying to cut the thing down, so he had to have been watching this all. He saw us go in, like, what was he doing lurking around and waiting for this opportunity? I just don't trust it. So no, we're gonna lean on the blind Bob excuse. We made a promise. Sorry, you gotta go. I don't know. I'm half thinking maybe he's gonna become aggressive. I don't think he's gonna like that.
He might have the best of intentions. I'm sorry. I don't think I can let you stay in here.
How are we gonna get
I'm
him
not
out
sure
though?
I need your permission.
Uh-huh.
Only joking. I understand. I'll take my leave now, Miss Castillo. I certainly hope we'll see each other again soon.
He has a way of saying things that just sounds rather ominous. Well, now that he's gone. Nothing I can do with the cool book, huh? We gotta just leave it. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. I feel like he's just being nice for now while he's getting all his plans lined up and... Nope. Well, we're going to talk to Roper Clax. We're obviously going to try to make it to the mountains.
Didn't
It
you say
seems like-
something about a wizard and a puppet show?
Nope.
No,
Well,
you
we saw him.
did. You said something about a show in the square.
I did not.
Crow.
Oh, right! Roper Clax's Fingerlings!
Yeah.
Man, that show's great. A modern classic.
Clax. He's the wizard April Ryan fought.
That's right. He was behaving badly, so she fought him and trapped him inside some sort of calculating machine. Pretty clever stuff.
Where can I find this puppet show?
I'll show you.
So anyhow, we're going to find Roper Clax, we're going to go to the mountains, and that's going to give Brian Westhouse ample opportunity to try to find his way right back into this house. Although, if he doesn't have the key, how's he going to get in? I assume we locked the door behind us? Who knows? I mean, we didn't in the first place, because Brian was able to come traipsing in after us. Alright. I saw a crow flying up ahead this way. Let's just try to go right to the puppet show. I know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, we were talking... That's where the creepy little girl was that was saying weird things to me about dreaming.
The city feels all wrong without magicals around. I barely see any Dolmari or Zid in the
Oh, look at... We got all kind of audience here. Oh, we're going to interrupt their puppet show. They're all excited for this, and... Or maybe we have to wait till the show's over. Okay, well, this is definitely where the show is. Oh, there he is. Where's Crow, though? we're just gonna... Hello there, Roper Clax.
Roper Clax, I presume. He looks wizardly.
Yeah.
As in, how I expected wizards to look when I was 10.
Oh, look at all his little puppets.
I should probably go talk to Mr. Clax before his next show begins.
Anything else?
Roper Clax, I presume. He looks wizardly. As in, how I expected wizards to look when I was 10.
Alright, let's have a chat.
If you seek an autograph, you must purchase my book first. It's on sale today. Only...
No, sorry. I need to talk to you.
Talk, Well, I only have a few minutes before my show begins, but I'm sure I can spare a couple of them for a pretty young thing like you.
Alright. Oh, and he's going to be in our journal. Excellent. Well, I don't think we should start with April Ryan, because I can't imagine his memories are too fond of her.
Didn't he and April have some sort of confrontation?
They did, and then she made off with his castle.
It's an odd name for a children's puppet show.
I mean, not really. They're finger puppets.
This has to be the right man.
Yeah, let's start, well, let's ease into the conversation. Tell me
It's
about
an
the fingerlings.
Odd name for a children's puppet show. The Fingerlings.
Ah, my beloved finger puppets, beloved by all children and critics alike. Gilbert Grutton of the Daily Mercurian called my show simply astonishing and wrote that it was quite impossible to look away. I couldn't believe my eyes and, like a slow-motion cart wreck.
Glowing praise,
See,
huh?
The Fingerlings represent a revolution in finger puppeteering, or as I call it, fingering, trademark and patent pending. The women in particular are quite ecstatic about it.
Oh my.
Stay for the show. I guarantee a good time.
Well, kind of curious what's so trademark about this now. He made some implications there that doesn't sound very child puppet show appropriate.
This has to be the right man. You are Roper Clax, right? The wizard?
Who told you that?
Well, that sound, for one.
No, the wizard part. Who told you?
Well, you look the part, but...
I'm merely a humble finger puppeteer trying to make an honest living in a cold and heartless world.
But you were a wizard once.
Look, I'm not trying to
Fully
cause trouble for you.
rehabilitated, I don't go anywhere near sorcery, not anymore. You should really read my highly acclaimed and best-selling memoir, A Farewell to My Wizarding Ways. It's a thrilling story of redemption and romance, of dashing heroes and wicked villainesses, of flying castles and curious calculating devices. Every word
who's the
of it
villainous?
as true as the night
I wonder
is
if he
dark and
paints
the day is
Rachel
bright,
or
of
April
course.
as the villainous. Rachel, every time with the Rachel. Okay. So, well, I really want to know about the Soul Stone, but I do want to ask about April while we've got the opportunity. But I can understand too why he'd be freaked out that we're asking him about this. Not just because he was a bad wizard and he was defeated, but with the state of things right now as it is in the city, it's kind of dangerous to be a magical sort of person.
Didn't he and April have some sort of confrontation? I might as well get right to it, seeing as his show is about to begin.
No, if that's the right to it option, that means we might lose the April option if we go that way. I feel like he's not going to be happy to talk about her, but let's do it.
Do you remember April Ryan?
April Ryan?
Yes, he does.
Yes, of course, absolutely, certainly, naturally. The bitch...
The brave young woman who came to my castle and stole you. And helped me put my sorceress past behind me.
Mm-hmm.
How could I possibly forget?
Okay, yeah, April continued. Yeah, definitely some bad feeling there. Which really I can't hold against him. Like, yeah, he was an evil wizard, but at the same time, if I were an evil wizard and then someone came and defeated me and stole my flying castle, I'd probably harbor some resentment. So
He's obviously got some issues with April. I'd be curious to learn more.
it's not really our business, and it's probably not really helpful to what we're trying to accomplish, but I am curious.
So, about April.
Why does everyone want to talk about April Ryan? She was just a weak little human who stumbled onto things she didn't.
Well, she managed to defeat you, so...
No, I must apologize. You see, April and I had some disagreements in the past. I'm past that now. I'm a different person. As for April Ryan...
Well, she's dead, so...
I hear she suffered an ignoble death at the hands of our Azadi benefactors.
Yeah, that just breaks your heart, huh?
Shame. What a terrible, terrible shame.
Well... I mean, that's just life, right? Not everybody's gonna like everybody else. We like April. I think it's very sad that she died. This guy, you can't expect him to feel bad about it. Let's talk about the Soul Stone.
I might as well get right to it, seeing as his show is about to begin. Do you recall owning a Soul Stone?
A soul stone? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just wondering, since there are so many impressive tales about your powers where I come from.
And where would that be? That was a long time ago. In another life. I've moved on. I'm a different person now in every way.
So that means you don't care about the
just
Soul
wondering
Stone.
what happened to the stone.
So yeah, you could tell me where it is now.
Took it, that bitch. Balance? Pardon me? I don't know where that came from.
April took the Soul Stone?
The Yaga.
Oh.
The Wicked Witch of the North, as these simpletons call her. As if they have any idea who and what she truly is. She lurks in Riverwood in the dark places. She feeds on that stone like a... Like I said, that's in the past, and I've left it all behind long ago. Now I make an honest living bringing joy to children through my most excellent and revolutionary finger puppet theatre. And on that note, I must beg your pardon, young miss. The show is about to begin.
Can we please talk again afterwards? I have some more questions.
I think...
Sure. Absolutely. After the show. Yes.
Really?
Toodaloo.
I thought he would have said no. I'd figured he'd had about enough of us by now.
Yes, here we go. This is gonna be so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and... well, humans. And you, Azadi soldier standing over there, you're welcome to watch. Just don't rattle your sabers or rustle your suits. Welcome to this morning's performance of... The Fingerlings.
There they all are.
I am your host and puppeteer, Roper Clax, esteemed thespian and raconteur, author and entrepreneur. My book is available for purchase with a free personalized dedication. Ooh. Speak to me after the show. A donation is both appreciated and expected. Drop your coins into the box after the show. Remember that every iron piece goes towards a good purpose.
Woohoo! Go Fingerlings!
My beloved Fingerlings! Handcrafted reproductions of renowned actors from across Arcadia, immortalized in finger puppet form by skilled artisans. Using only the finest fabrics and natural materials, these lovely creatures are as dear to me as children, and as talented and protean as the finest human players. You're all welcome to approach the stage after the show, of course, to admire my finely crafted miniatures up close and intimately. No food, no touching, no children. And now, beloved audience, prepare yourselves for a journey into mystery.
He was a wizard.
For a true story of wizardry.
He has these uniquely crafted
magic.
Puppets.
I present to you
various actors across
the tale
Arcadia.
Of the good-hearted wizard.
Oh, this is going to be his take on April, which is wonderful. But
once upon a time, in the distant north, there lived a kindly old wizard in a wonderful flying castle. This very friendly wizard liked to tease and toy with the people of the land, and sometimes he would do silly things like turn them into stone or furry animals and bottle up the wind.
Yeah, just harmless stuff, yeah.
Naturally, he meant no harm, and the people of the land loved the wizard like they would a grandfather, a very young and very, very handsome grandfather. But one day, an evil sorceress from a distant land came to visit the kindly wizard. This ugly, selfish
Look at that
witch
beautiful
didn't
April
understand
puppet.
that the wizard was only trying to make people happy. She used her dark sorcery to steal all of his possessions and trap him inside a tiny little box where the gentle wizard was barely able to breathe. The poor old man was trapped for many moons inside this box before a benevolent wandering god arrived to free him from his prison.
And who would that be?
The wizard pledged eternal allegiance to the wandering god.
Where's the wandering god's
in return
puppet?
for vengeance against the cruel witch who trapped him. Together they...
There he is, Commander. The dangerous loon who's corrupting our youth with his occult finger rings.
What? What's this? What are you doing? What's
Oh,
going
hey.
on? You can't... Hey! Hey, hands off!
You're teaching children of magic, old man. You ought to know better.
Release me, you dishonorable brute!
By the authority vested in me by the Greater Azadi Empire and the Emissary, and in accordance with provisional imperial law...
Oh! It just crashed. Hang on. Okay, that was weird. It didn't crash, but it minimized the screen for some reason. I don't know what that was about. Anyhow, let's get back to this. Although, since we have a moment here, I'm actually very disappointed. I wanted to see the rest of his story. I wanted to know how it was going to play out. I want to know who this benevolent god was that helped him, who is now his partner. And to finish my earlier thought, I was going to say, I wonder if maybe his puppets that are so distinct and finely crafted are perhaps like actual people that have been, somehow with magic turned into these little puppets. Maybe that's what makes them so special. But here's the Azadi coming to ruin everybody's fun.
prohibiting any and all teachings of occult magic. I'm taking you into custody.
You can't do this! You don't know who I am!
Well, now
Tell
we
it to the
can't.
magistrate,
We can't
wizard.
ask him any questions after
My
the show.
fingerlings! My precious handcrafted fingerlings!
Oh, I hope they don't destroy the puppets.
No!
I cannot believe that they arrested him. What a travesty.
Yeah. Can't have anything nice in Markyria. Not even puppet shows. Talk to Crow. Okay, I will, but
I cannot believe that they arrested him. What a travesty.
what about you, creepy girl?
I don't think he's alone in there. He has company.
Who?
There's something wrong with him. When I looked at his face, I saw shadows.
Wait, Roper Clax?
Stupid wizard, he's still trapped. But this time he's trapped inside himself.
Oh, now this is very interesting because he did say that this god came and rescued him, right? And now they're like partners forever, whatever. So, what is there some sort of other presence inhabiting his body?
I don't think he's alone in there. He has company.
Oh, all the fingerlings are gone. Well, what's your thoughts on all that, Crow?
I didn't see that coming.
I guess the Azadi aren't fans of creepy puppet shows either.
I think it had more to do with him being a wizard. Okay, shit. So what now? He was my only lead to the Soul Stone.
Not entirely.
All I have to go on is something about a Yaga and Riverwood.
Riverwood? I know Riverwood. I've been to Riverwood. If it's Riverwood you need, I know how to get to Riverwood.
Really?
Excellent.
And the Yaga, the Wicker Witch.
I don't know anything about Yagas, but I do know something about witches in Riverwood. On my last trip there, we had a close encounter with one of them. That witch is toast, of course, but I can probably find my way back to Riverwood. It's north. We go north. Wait, which way is up? Yeah, north.
Okay. Okay. That's something, right? Much better than nothing. We just need a way to get north that doesn't involve me walking all the way.
Or me flying. I'm not flying all that way. I tire easily.
Oh, well.
Wait. I feel a cunning plan coming on. Follow me, Zoe.
Uh-oh.
It's either a cunning plan or I need the toilet. But I'm pretty sure it's a cunning plan.
Hard to tell the difference between, huh? Alright. Wasn't the Gribbler the last witch that we fought in Riverwood?
I still can't believe you pulled off the voice and the whole fake hand thing.
The hat looked great on you.
Totally. Not so sure about the beard, though. My face is
We don't get to see how they pulled this heist
Speaking of
off.
faces, I can never show mine in Mercuria again. Not after that last bit we did.
If everything goes well, you won't have to.
At least we have a ride. Can I trust this thing?
They're docile cows, the Elguan. Just leave it to me. Mush, Daisy, mush!
Whoa, I think you're upsetting her.
I'll leave the cowgirling to you. I'll fly ahead and scout the terrain instead. Don't lose sight of me!
But we don't get to see how they got the Alguan? Come on. Okay. We're going to stop there because it's right about time. I don't want to go too much longer here. And I think we just auto-saved. So we'll go ahead and wind things down here. Next time, we'll see what this scene is all about. It looks like we're switching back over to Kian with Liko there. Okay, they were going to the islands. I'm trying to work out. I don't have a good sense of the geography of the land there. If they're going to run into Zoe or not. Well, Zoe's going north, and I feel like the islands were more south of Mercuria, right? So probably not. I think they're going in different directions. It's exciting that we're both now in the same world, but again, hopping between storylines. Like, I was invested in this. I want to go see the Yaga. And we will get there eventually, I'm sure. But instead, back over to Kian, which his story is interesting too, because I would like to see, I'm really, really hoping that we're going to be able to save Bip. Maybe, and this is optimistic, but maybe we'll get really lucky and like Bip's parents will actually still be alive and we'll be able to see them reunited and help them break out of whatever kind of horrible situation I'm sure they're in. It's got to be some kind of like prison situation or something they're sending them to. I'm hoping game doesn't go really dark and everybody's dead. We'll see. We'll see.